So today we're doing factorizing, and we're going to start with common factors and taking out a common factor. Okay, it is exactly that. So remember, when we had, for instance, I ask you, what are the factors of 12? Tell me in the chat, guys. Just so we remind ourselves the difference between multiples and factors. What are the factors of 12? I know a lot of us usually confuse the two, factors and multiples. It becomes woof in our heads. Give me the list of factors of 12, guys. Okay, hands went up. Never mind, hand vanished. I got excited for 2 seconds. Thank you, Fulo and Emmanuel. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, then what are the factors of 20? What are the factors of 20? There's a method to my madness, guys. Sibabalwe.
Two.
Hello.
2.
2.
4.
4.
1.
And 10. 5, 10.
5, 10, 20, and 1. Thank you, Siba. Okay, guys. So those would be the factors of numbers, né? And if I said to you, what are the common factors? Then you would just look on your list and be like, well, we have a 2. Common factors besides 1, guys. We don't speak about 1 because every number literally has a factor of 1. Okay. So there we have a 2. We have a 4. Is it all? Yes, I don't see any other common factors. So literally what we just did now, guys, what we just did now is what we're going to do, but this time with algebraic expressions. Okay, so in essence, if I say to you, what is the common factor between these two? I'm asking you, what can you divide both of these numbers by? Okay, so this is an algebraic expression. Okay, we should know by now that expressions are terms which are divided by a plus or minus. That is the minus, is the division. Nope, I'm confusing everyone. Plus or minus is the division. The point is they are separated, there we go, separated by pluses or minus. Okay, so in our two terms, we are looking for common factors. So you first have to look for a common factor between the numbers and then between the variables. Do you agree that in essence, common factors means what do both my numbers have? Okay, when we look on the side here, we said what are common factors? What do both 12 and 20 have? They have a 2, a 4. Okay, so when we look at our two terms here, what do both of them have? So the factors of the first one is a 3, a, and a b. There's 2 a's because it says a squared. And the second one is a 4, an a, and 2 b's. Okay. Resejo, do you have a question or are you giving me an answer? Resejo. Okay. Kuselo. Nope. If you're on your phone, guys, swipe and press speak. Smamgele. Hello. Nope, nobody's unmuting. Okay. It's okay. Welcome, Ken Lee. What do both my terms have in common? Guys, let me know in the chat. What do my two terms have in common? That would be our common factor, right? 2 and 4. Remember, we're talking about the algebraic expression. We're here now. We're done with the numbers. We're over here. What do my two algebraic terms have in common? Thank you. So they both have 1a and they both have 1b. Okay, that is important because we are going to be factoring out that common factor. So let me show you what I mean by that. Now that we know how to identify common factors, let's look at 4a and 4t. Remember I said you look at the numbers and you look at the variables. What do 4 and 14 have in common? Same variables, that's true. What do 4 and 14 have in common? Their common factor, remember? 2. Thank you. They have a 2. So once you have found what they have in common, you're going to go and divide both of them by that factor. Okay, we're working backwards. Remember when we were distributing in? Now we're working backwards. We're taking that factor out. So then you're going to go and say, that means the bracket is going to be 4a over 2 plus 14 over 2. Okay, so then you're going to have this 2 outside. Tell me what's 4a divided by 2? 2 goes into itself once and into 4 twice. So then you'll be left with 2a and 2 goes into itself once and into 14 7 times. So it'll be plus 7. Thank you very much, Tammy. I see you. Emmy Claire. Hi, Emmy Claire.
It's fine. I was trying to answer.
You're answering.
It's fine.
Okay. All right, guys. So that's what we're doing with the common factors. Okay, this one was pretty easy because it was just numbers. I think I'm going to write another one here for us that has some numbers before we go to the more complicated ones. Okay, let me do this for us. Let us take out the common factor between 2x plus 4y. Let's try that one together. Let's try it together. Sibabale, hello?
Ma'am, can you repeat the first one? Can you repeat the first one?
Where did I lose you, Siba? You need to ask specific questions. Do you understand the part where we were finding a common factor?
No.
Okay, Siba, you need to know what factors are. Did you see the factors that we had just now on the board?
Yes.
Let me go back. Let me go back. There they are. No, redo. So those are the factors of 12 and 20. Which ones do they have in common?
2 and 4.
2 and 4. So that's exactly what we're doing, okay? So we are looking at 4 and 14. What can you divide 4 and 14 by?
By 2.
By 2. Do you see why we chose 2?
Yes, ma'am.
That's 2. So after you choose what you can divide them by, you're going to go in your brackets and you're going to write what was there in the first place. So 4a plus 14. And you're going to divide both of them by 2. It's the inverse operation. Remember, when we were expanding, we were multiplying. So now we're doing the opposite, which is dividing. Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you just divide. So you have 4a divided by 2. What is 4 divided by 2?
2.
2. And then there was a there. Do you see?
Yes.
There we go. And then you go move on. There was a plus, and then you have 14 divided by 2. And how much is that?
7.
7. You see where we got our answer now?
Yes.
Are you feeling better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do more. And the more you do, the better you will get at it. Okay. As long as you get where we're going with this. Let's do some more. Okay, let me rewrite my new question. I said 2x plus 4y. Let us factorize that one. Okay, I see answers in the chat. I don't know if you put their hands up on an answer or if you have questions. Komoto. Komoto, are you there? No. Sisipo?
Sorry, ma'am, I have a question.
What's your question?
Ma'am, it's on the first equation that we did. Are we gonna leave that 2 outside or we are gonna multiply it? Or is that our
No.
final answer?
That's our final. If you multiply it back in, it's going to take you there. Do you see?
Okay, ma'am.
You're going to go back to the question. So the question will say to you, factorize, which means put this in its factors. So we don't want you to multiply it back out. That's actually a really good question. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Itumeleng has the answer. Itumeleng.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I wanted to answer it.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. So 2x and 4y got the same variable, which is 2. So we're going to say 2 in bracket 2x divided by 2 plus 4x divided by 2.
4y.
4y,
Yes.
sorry, ma'am. So
Okay.
and then we're going to, ma'am. So
No,
then
keep
we're going to divide it. So we're going to say 2 times divided by 2 is 1x plus 2 divided by 4y is 2y. So our answer is 1x plus 2y.
Beautiful, Itumeleng. That was beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That was beautiful. Guys, I see you guys in the chat as well. That would be correct. Okay, so you just find what they both have in common. You factor it out and then you divide both of them by that factor. Let's do a last one. I want to see what you guys are going to do with this one.
Yes.
Okay, let's do a last one. I want you guys to try by say 2x. Actually, no. Let's try this one on the side here. We've already identified the common factor. Our expression here on the side, we never factorized it. This one, 3a squared b plus 4ab squared. Let's see. Let's see. What do we have to say about this one? Who wants to try this one with me? Remember, you're doing the same thing. I'm doing it on purpose because now there's variables. Sibabale, let's see.
So, ma'am, we are going to take the like terms and add them together.
There are no like terms. Can you see there's 2 A's there? And there's 1 A there. So they're already not like terms. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear what Tammy has to say. Tammy?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay, ma'am. So the highest common factor is AB.
So they both have an A and they both have a B. Beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. And then, ma'am, in the bracket, you're going to say 3a squared b over ab plus 4ab squared over ab.
Beautiful.
And then, ma'am, you're going to say ab, open bracket, you're going to say 3a plus 4b because, ma'am, and the first fraction, you can't say b because ma'am, if you simplify that, it's basically b to the power of 0, which gives you 1. Same with the second bracket with a. So ma'am, that's your final answer.
Beautiful, Tammy. That was beautifully explained. Thank you very much.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you so much, guys. That was beautifully done. So now that there are variables involved. Okay, now we have variables involved. We have A and we have a B. Remind me again in the chat, guys. Ooh, different color. When you are dividing variables with the same base, what do you do to the exponents? We are dividing and we have same bases. What do we do to exponents? Remind me. Emike's hand just went up. Emike?
You minus.
Yes. Pardon?
You minus.
You minus, exactly. So do you see that's what she did? We minus the exponents. So in the first one, we had a 3a squared over a. So you can rewrite it as 3a to the power of 2 minus 1 and b to the power of 1 minus 1. Okay, then you're going to be left with 3a to the power of 1. You don't have to write it. 1 minus 1 is a 0, which gives you 1. That's why the b's have vanished. So that's short explanation on how we got to the variables that we have. Okay, let's do some more of these. Let's do some more of these. There we go. We have 25xy squared, excuse me, 75, plus 25xy. Anyone want to do this with me? Anyone want to do this with me? Spanello hands just went up. Spanello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
So ma'am, what am I gonna say, ma'am, is you're gonna have to find the common factor, HCF, which is 5. So it's gonna be
What's
75.
the highest one though? Think about it. Between 25 and 75.
25.
25, beautiful. So it's gonna be 25.
So it's gonna be brackets 75 over 25.
Don't forget your variables, xy squared over.
Yeah. Over 25 plus 25 xy over 25. Which will equal to 25 brackets 3 xy squared plus xy.
Beautiful, you've done the first part for us. But look carefully, what else do they still have in common? Check again. We've dealt with the numbers, but they have variables that are alike. They're not like terms, but they have variables that are alike. They both have a x, and they both have
y.
A y.
A number.
So how do you, we have to factor out those as well. Those also count as common factors, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So now that we've dealt with the numbers, you leave that 25 there. You said they both have 1x and 1y. Why can I only factor out 1x and 1y? Do you know?
No, not really.
Because that's what they both have, okay? Check here.
Yeah.
Here we have 3xy squared. So this one has 2 y's. But we want what they have in common. Does my second one have 2 y's as well?
Yes.
Look carefully. This one. Do I have 2 y's there or just one?
One.
Just one. That's why I can only take out 1 y. Do you see?
Yeah.
There we go. So let's continue. Now we are dealing with the variables. Let me write it on the side there so that we have enough space. So equals. Now we've taken out the xy. So we have 25xy. You do the same thing. You divide what's inside. So we have 3xy squared over xy plus xy over xy. What's my final answer now? Yep, it's gone. Okay. Anyone want to help me? Anyway. Hello, Boniwe. Okay, we can't hear you. Tato.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, are you helping me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's hear. What's the final answer?
So the final answer would be 21 xy
25.
25, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Brackets 3
3.
x. It will be 3x.
Be careful. How many x's do you have there?
There's 2 x's.
There's 1. Look there.
1.
Remember, the squared is for the y, not the x. Do you see that?
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. So we'll cancel out the x's
Here
since
we
the
go.
exponents are the same. And then we'd leave, and then it will be 3y.
Y, thank you. And then the second part?
Then the second part, both of them cancel out each other.
So what's left?
That would be 1.
1. Beautiful. Brilliant. Thank you very much for helping me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys, I see a lot of you in the chat just say it's 3y that's left. It is not 3y, okay? These, we say they cancel out, but we're actually dividing. X goes into itself once. Y goes into itself once. So then you're left with 1 over 1, which is just 1. Okay, it's not just 3y that's left. It has to be 1 over 1, which is 1. Okay, cool, beautiful. Let us do another one. I like pushing you guys because you guys are pushable. Okay, that one's too easy. I want to see what you guys are going to do about this one. This one over here. This is what we're doing. Let me cover that out. Okay, guys. So now you just have to look at 3 terms instead of 2. Let's check this out. Now we have 3 terms. Remember, you first deal with the numbers, then you deal with each variable individually. Look at what they all have. All. Tammy?
Ma'am, can I help you with this one?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So, ma'am, firstly, I'm gonna start by taking out the highest common factor, which is 9.
Okay, let's take out 9.
N.
What happens? 9M
N.
N. Okay.
And then we're not using P because it's not common in all 3 terms, so it's just N.
Beautiful.
And then, ma'am, you're gonna open the bracket and you're going to put wait, ma'am, can't you say the highest common factor is negative 9 P? I mean,
You can. You're allowed to do that. Okay. Negative. Okay.
Okay, and then, ma'am, in the first bracket, ma'am, you're going to put negative 2 NP.
Okay, but listen, if you take out the negative, what's left has to be, there we go. So it's positive 2
NP.
NP, okay?
And then you're going to say plus 4M.
Plus 4M.
And minus 10P.
P. Tammy, look carefully. Don't we still have a common factor in the bracket? What's going on here? Look there.
Yeah, we do.
So then we can factor out the common factor again. What's our common factor between 2 and 4 and 10?
No, it's 2.
It's 2. So what happens to it when you factor it out? Do you know what happens?
Ma'am, don't we find the factors of 10 and find numbers we can add or subtract together to get the middle term?
No, that would be a trinomial. That would be a quadratic one. Okay. So we just
yes,
factor it out. So remember there was a -9 there already.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying we factor out 2. So when it gets there, you just multiply them. Okay.
Oh,
That's
yes,
what you
ma'am.
do.
So negative 18 NN.
There we go. So this is going to be -18. And then what's left? So we now have in the bracket.
NP plus N
plus
minus 2M
2M minus
5P.
Beautiful, Tammy. I love it.
Okay, ma'am.
I love it. That was beautiful, guys. That was beautiful. Yes, 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 yes. I like it. Guys, that was beautiful. Okay, how are we feeling about taking out a common factor? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you give me a thumbs down, please give me a specific question so that we can help you. Please, we are here to help you guys. You don't have to be shy. I see all the thumbs ups. Mamelo, raise your hand. There we go. Mamelo's hand is already up. Mamelo,
Hi, ma'am.
hello.
So, ma'am, you lost me by this question. So I understand how you got the highest common factor, but the variables, they confused me a bit.
Okay, Mamelo, let's look carefully. Let's do one by one, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's first deal with the M's. The M's. So in the first one, how many M's do you have?
The first term, I see 1.
You have 1. And then
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
second term?
2.
And in the third term?
1.
1. So, Mamelo, what do they all have? They all have at least?
Ma'am?
How many M's?
It's 4.
They all have how many M's?
4.
They have at least 1 M, Mamelo. Do you see?
You mean as in like the same variable?
Yes. What do they have in common?
Yes.
They all have 1 M.
Okay,
Do
ma'am.
you see? That's where
Yes,
that M comes from. We cannot take out 2 M's because this one doesn't have 2 M's to take out. Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
And also the last one doesn't have 2 M's to take out. So we can only take out 1.
Oh,
You
yes, ma'am. Yes,
then we
ma'am.
went to do the same with the N's. This one has 2 N's. That one has 1. That one has 1. Again, we can only take out 1 because these other ones won't have a second one to take out. You with me?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And then with the last one is a P. The second term doesn't have any P's at all. So we can't even factorize the P out because it doesn't have a P in common.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you feel better now?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? There we go. Ropavazo. Hello. We can't hear you. Check your mic. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. There we go. Try again. Hello. Okay, we can hear stuff, but we can't hear you talking. Check where your mic is. If you have earphones in, check your mic. Okay, I can't hear anything, unfortunately. Try again. Chloe, do you have a question?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's over.
I didn't get
You
the
didn't get?
I didn't get the beginning of the how we sorted the sum out. So can ma'am please explain that again?
The taking out a common factor.
Yes, ma'am. Like the because my phone disconnected from the Zoom call.
Okay. Did you see when we did the common factors in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. So then we looked at the numbers. We looked at 18, 36, and 90. And we looked, what do they all have in common? So remember, Chloe, they have a lot of numbers in common, okay? But we decided to factor out 8, 9. Okay. So now, when you factor out a 9, you have to go and divide all these terms by that factor that you decided to take out. Did you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So then you'll be left with negative 18 divided by negative 9. Do you see we took out a negative 9, not just the 9? And then 2 negatives will give you a positive, and 18 divided by 9 gives you what?
18 divided by 9 gives 2.
That's where that 2 comes from. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. Okay, and then we did the same with 36. 2 negatives, they gave us a positive. Then we said 36 divided by 9. How much is that?
4.
4. That's where that 4 comes from. Still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Then we did the same thing with 90, and that gave us a 10. And then we went and dealt with the variables. Did you hear my explanation about how do you decide which variables to use?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let's look at them. Okay, sorry. So let's look at the M's first. Okay, M for mother. So here, how many M's do we have then?
We have 4. Oh, by number 1.
Yes.
Oh, that's only 1.
1. And then in the second term?
Also 1.
What does this exponent mean?
Oh, 2, ma'am.
2 of them. And in the third term, we have?
1.
So let me write them like this. So in the first one, we have 1. Second one, we have 2. Third one, we have, what do they all have? They all have 1 M. Do you see that? 1
Yes, ma'am.
1 M. 1 M. So we can only take out 1 M. You cannot factor out 2 M's because where are you going to get the second one here? You don't have a second one to factor out. Do you see?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why we decided we can only factor out 1 M because they all have 1 M in common. You see how it works?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we did the same with the N's. If you check the N's, the first one has 2 N's, so it's N times N. The second one has 1. The third one has 1. Again, how many can we factor out?
1.
Only 1. Because that's all they have in common.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we check the P's. Okay. There's 1 there. There's 1 there. But the second one doesn't have P's at all. So you can't even factor out a P. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Now we have to write what's left. You saw how we divided and how we got the numbers, right?
Yes.
So now let's check the variables. For the first one, we had M N squared P. We took out the M and we took out 1 N. What's left there?
1 N.
And
NP.
that's where the NP comes from. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. In the second one, we took out 1 M and the N. What's left?
There's only 1 M left.
There's only 1 M. That's where that M is. And then the last one, we took out the M and the N. So what was left?
A P.
A P. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
You see how to do this now?
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Thank you for asking a question.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I feel like we sort of get this now. I'm going to take us to a brain break. Okay. If you still don't get it, guys, I just recommend you watch the video, guys. We're recording this and the video will be up and live on the website in 48 hours, well, within 48 hours. It's usually in 24 hours. Okay, let's go to our brain break. Let's give our brains a little bit of a break. Tell me, guys, would you rather be able to swim like a dolphin or fly like a bird? Inga's hand just went up. Inga, let's hear.
Hi, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be able to swim like a dolphin.
Thank you, Inga. You're the first person who agrees with me on this one. Swim all the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it, Inga. I'm just definitely swim, guys. Why do you want to fly? Like, there's dust, there's smoke. What? Nope. I'm definitely going with swim, guys. There's actually, it's so interesting how there's more swim in this class than the previous one, Simone. What do you think? And the other one was definitely like fly. But now there's actually
it was.
competition.
I'm still gonna go with fly because I mean there's so many scary things in the ocean. So many
There's
things.
scary things on Earth, including human beings. But
Okay, if I was flying, I wouldn't be near them.
I mean, you do have to come back down for food, girl. You can't be up there all the way, all every day, all day. Okay, it's fine, guys. What if you get shot by hunters? You see, Emmanuel is thinking like me. Oratila says swim like a dolphin because I'm already fly. You guys are terrible. I actually can't. Would you rather have one eye or two noses? Let's hear what Khafala has to say.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I would rather have two noses.
Where are you going to put the other one? Guys, please think about your lives. Where's the other one going to go?
Let me wear a mask.
But where is it going to go on your face?
Next to the normal nose.
Oh, Baka, so you want one giant nose? No way.
It's better than having one eye.
No, guys. One eye, nose. Guys, two nose. So you're going to have four nostrils next to each other. Like
Yes.
no ways. Guys, that would look so weird. I can't even. I can't. Let's see. The last one is hilarious and I like confusing everyone. Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like poo or poo that tastes like chocolate? Palisa, what do you have to say?
Ma'am, I would eat chocolate that tastes like poo.
Thank you, Palisa. Thank you very much. The other class didn't understand what the problem with eating poo is. Guys, I don't care how it tastes, it's still poo. Fingers like, I know, guys, I don't care what it tastes like. I would rather eat the chocolate. Abisha, what do you say? Let's hear what Abisha has to say.
Ma'am, I will also eat the chocolate.
Exactly. Guys, we are eating the chocolate. We are eating the chocolate. We are in this together, solidarity. Please, because look, I don't care what the poo tastes like. The fact that I know the process that it goes through to end up as poo, no it. I will rather eat the chocolate. Simone, what would you eat?
No, same, the chocolate. For sure, the chocolate. I'm looking at everyone in the chat that's saying poo, and I'm like, okay.
Some stuff that tastes nice.
No ways, no ways. Even if it tastes nice, it's still the fact that it is somebody's poo. Like, no.
Oh, everyone is going through a lot because I talked about the process. Guys, the process of it becoming poo is my problem. Okay, let me not. I'm done, guys. Let's move on. We still have one more concept to learn today before the end. Ew, Junior is going too far. Ew, guys. Okay, let's stop it. I can't with you guys. Okay. Everybody have a stretch. We have one more concept today. Oh. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. Okay. Let's see. So now we're going to do the difference of two squares. So guys, when I say find the difference, Yes, Tato. When I say find the difference between two numbers, what operation am I talking about? When you are finding differences. Kuselo, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, you want to answer my question? Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's see if Inati has an answer for me. Hi, Inati.
Hi.
Yes. What?
The answer is subtraction.
Subtraction. Okay. So if we talk about difference of two squares, you see that there's a subtraction there in the middle. That is our condition, guys. It has to be a subtract because we said difference. And then you are subtracting what? Two squares. So a squared minus a b squared. So if you have that case, you will factorize this. Remember, foiling is the opposite of what we're doing here. Okay. So we were expanding and now we are factorizing. Okay. So to go from the two brackets today would FOIL, but we're going backwards. So if you have these two scenarios, what you're going to do is you're going to write the root of the first one plus the root of the second one. And then you're going to open another bracket and write the root of the first one minus the root of the second one. Whether you swap the minus and the pluses doesn't matter. As long as you have two brackets, one of them is plus, and one of them is minus. Let's see if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Okay. If I have, let's see the example that I put down here for us to do. 9 minus x squared. Okay, no, I want to start with my own. I have x squared minus 4. What will my two brackets be? I want to see if you guys are getting what I'm saying. What will my two brackets be? We indeed do have a difference of two squares. X squared is a square number, and so is 4. Tammy's hand just went up. Tammy?
Mom, so the two brackets, so when you're going to have, in one bracket you're going to have x plus 2, and in the other one you're going to have x minus 2.
Thank you very much. So guys, everyone who's wondering where this 2 comes from, remember I said you're going to root the first one, which was the x squared, and you're going to root the second one, which was the 4. So the square root of x squared is x. That's where that x comes from. And the square root of 4 is 2. So then the one bracket has a plus, and the other bracket has a minus. No, Uyanda, do not foil it. We want it to be in two brackets. We want the factors. Okay. We don't want you to foil it. Katleho, do you have a question? iPhone, brilliant. We need to know your name though. You're answering so well today. Yes, Katleho?
Ma'am, I want to ask, where did the 4 come from? I do not understand.
Oh, that was a question I just made up. This is a question I made up. It was an example. Okay.
Okay.
So I just wanted to show you that you have a difference there, and you have two squares, x squared and 4, which is 2 squared. That's all I wanted to do. Okay.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, okay, beautiful. Nosisa, do you have a question? Nosisa, why do we have 2x? Olerato, I'm not sure. Because we have two brackets. Remember, this is the square root of x squared. Okay. Nosisa, do you have a question? No. Narisha?
Hello,
Hello, Narisha.
ma'am. Will we ever have a case where both brackets have either both a positive or both a negative?
Then it won't factor out properly. Because remember, if we times these back out, let's do that. You remember your FOIL, right?
Yes.
Let's FOIL these brackets, Narisha. So you're going to say x times x. How much is that?
2x. It's
X
about
squared. There we go. And then you're gonna say x times negative 2, how much is that?
It will be
Negative
negative
2x. And then positive 2x times x.
2x.
That's 2x. And then you have a positive 2 times a negative 2.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Watch what happens here. Like terms. What's negative 2 plus 2?
0.
0. So what's going to be left? It's just your x squared minus 4, which is what we wanted. Do you see?
Yes.
So your brackets have to be, one of them has to be a plus and one of them has to be a minus. So do you get it now?
Ma'am?
Do you get it now? Why
Yes.
did one has to be a plus and one has to be a minus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, guys, people who saying they are lost everywhere, that's not going to help us. We need to ask specific question. Mamelo, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear.
Can I ask, how did you get the answer?
Which answer?
X to the x squared minus 4.
Okay, Mamelo, look carefully. We said we have a difference of 2 squares. Do you agree that x squared is a square number?
Yes, ma'am.
4 is the same as what squared? Maybe I should have done that. 4 is the same as what squared?
Isn't it 1?
Is 1 squared equal to 4?
No.
1 is equal to 4.
Ma'am?
What squared is equal to 4?
2.
See, they're helping you in the chat. There we go. So this is the same as saying x squared minus 2 squared. Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're going to make 2 brackets using these 2 factors, these 2 bases. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So your first bracket is going to be base number 1 plus base number 2. Second bracket is going to be base number 1 minus base number 2. Are you
Yes,
with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I find you?
Yes, ma'am.
Here we go. Okay, let's see Milani. Milani has a question. Hi, Milani. Please unmute.
Ma'am, you already
Mhm.
answered the question that I had. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. You're welcome. Proper Fadzo. Okay, hello.
Hello, ma'am.
I can hear you softly, but you can speak. I'll try to listen.
I wanted to ask ma'am if ma'am couldn't like speak a bit louder because I can't hear.
I think it's your speaker, darling, because I also can't hear you. Check your settings there. Or try to get headsets, okay?
Okay.
Nasisa, do you have a question? Nasisa? Nope. Okay, let's do more of the difference of 2 squares. Okay, let's do more of the difference of 2 squares. There we go. We have 2 squares there. Maybe it's easier if we first put them as something squared minus something squared. So we all agree that 9 is the same as 3 squared minus x squared. So then my 2 brackets, we're going to use these bases, right? we have a 3, and we have an x. That's what goes into my two brackets. So it's a 3 and an x, a 3 and a x. 1 is a plus, 1 is a minus. It doesn't matter if you first write plus or if you first write the minus. Can we use a split and repeat method? Which one is that? Hello? Raise your hand and explain it to me, dear. Maybe I can learn something new. Siba Valwe? Leah Shuma, do you have a question? Please raise your hand so I can unmute you. Siba Valwe, do you have a question? While I'm taking questions, guys, please try that one. The one that's on the screen now. Okay, Siba is not unmuting. Oratile.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, is it fine if I wrote x raised to 1 instead of just x?
If you wrote?
If I wrote x raised to 1 instead of just x.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay, Leah Shuma, I'm glad you answered. Your question has been answered. Abby, do you have a question? No? Okay, Tammy already has an answer for me in the chat. I'm gonna do this step by step. You guys check yourselves there, okay? So 9 is the same as 3 squared minus 8 squared b squared. We can write these nicely in a bracket. So 3a all squared minus 8b all squared. Then your two brackets will have a 3a plus 8b and a 3a minus 8b. Okay, let's check in. How's everybody feeling? Thumbs up, thumbs down. If you have thumbs down, please give me a question so that I can actually help you. Yes, Emmanuel. Tammy says thumbs up. Mamelo. Okay, I see the thumbs up in the reactions. Abby, you need to unmute so we can talk. Please unmute. If you're on your phone, press speak. Is it Ibi or Abby? Kuselo, you also have to ask a question. Okay, Abby, you'll unmute when you're ready. Ani, do you have a question? Ani? Okay, it looks like most of us are doing. There we go. Do you have a question?
Ma'am, I wanted to ask, with the part where we have to like give like the square of like each number, could it happen that like sometimes that the numbers can't be squared or like don't have like squares for the actual number?
If that happens, then you cannot apply this rule. Do you see why it's called difference of two squares? You see?
Yes.
So if it's like a,
Yes.
for instance, let's look at the questions in the beginning. It was a 75 and a 25. Those aren't square numbers. So then you would have to look for a common factor. That's why we're learning different methods of factorizing. You have to go through the checklist in your mind. So when you see a question, you have to be like, okay, is there a common factor? Then you check. Is there anything that can be divided into both the numbers? If there is, you take it out. If there isn't, you move on to the list. You say, okay, if there's no common factor, is it a difference of two squares? And so on and so forth. You see? So we're teaching you different methods that you need to be able to do. You see, that was a great question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.